Hey, Stukulele from Uke Mullum here. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, we're going to change the strings of my Baton Rouge Baritone Ukulele. Thanks to Byron Music for giving me this instrument. It's enabled me to be able to teach things on the baritone, and I really love it. It's a great instrument. Now, changing strings. You will see here that the wire is starting to unwind right on the second fret there. So it is definitely time for these strings to come off. And there's a bit of discoloration too. In fact, they're well overdue. So I've been waiting for a while to do this video. Now, before I start, I've got some tools. I'm not a professional luthier, but most people have fingernail clippers and maybe a pair of scissors. These are great because they curve upwards. So if I'm doing stuff down here, there's less chance of me digging into the top of my ukulele. Let's talk about strings briefly. I originally got this set of strings and it says it's a baritone, but it says G, C, E, A. Now I haven't opened the strings and I've looked up here and there's no wound strings. So I suspect these strings are actually not baritone strings. So to be sure, I went and bought some yesterday. And there we have baritone D, G, B, E. That's what I want. And as you can see at the top here, it has a wound string. You see the different colour of that string against the white other nylon strings. So I'm much more confident that I have the right set of strings. And now I'm going to open them up and get them out. Let's rip through that package like it's Christmas. Okay, very fortunately for me, it has a legend on the back. 1 is red, 2 is blue, 3 is green, 4 is white. So I happen to know that this is going to be green, so that is number 3, and 4 is there, and here these ones, it has a little red tip and also a blue tip on the strings. Alrighty, now so that we don't stress the neck very much, I'm going to do one string at a time. I'm going to start with the G string. So I'll unwind him, let the tension off while keeping the tension on the neck on the other strings. Okay, no tension, and I'm not going to keep this string, so snippety snip, and we'll take that one out. Now here, the way this one has been strung before, and I like to do this too, it keeps the ends out. So I'm going to just leave that on for now and fix that up when I get to it. So I'll just snip it off for now. And let's get it off this end. So I have to push that through. I'm all alone as per usual. I make these videos by myself. It's not easy if I had a camera person running around after me. So I've just got to keep my eyes on the camera to make sure that I'm not blocking the view. Okay, here we go. We have our G string. It's green. 1, 2, 3. That is the 3rd string because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're on target here. So I'm going to unwind the string. And sorry, you can't see what my hands are doing. Unwinding the string, and I'm going to come down here to the end, and I'm going to poke that string through the hole in the bridge. Okay. Now, this is the trick. We're going to come around from behind. So if I was to go this angle, it might be easier for you to see. So rather than going that way, I'm going to come around from behind, and then I'm going to go through that hole. Let's give you a bit more string to play with. I'm going to go back around twice. Now this is good because I want the string to face that way. The end of the string to face that way. Okay. Now we're going to pull that tight. Okay, that's what we want. We've got our little end bit floating there. I'm not going to make this super tight because I want this, when I change this string, I want that to be able to fit into under there as well. So for now, we're just going to come back here, take it through, and we're going to go around the bottom once, twice. Note that I'm turning the string so that it goes around this side, not on that side of the tuning peg. So we want the tail of the string to come out that way. So I've gone around once, twice, and now I'm going to go through the hole. This is where we need another cameraman with a different angle. So you can see, yay, I got it through the hole. So I'm going to tighten this to some degree, a wee bit, just so there's a bit of tension on it. Okay. Now probably normally I would chop that off, but in case something goes wrong, I'm going to leave that long for now in case something snaps and I have to restring. So I'm going to leave that as is for now. Okay, so I've got one string on. Yoo-hoo! Now we're going to relax the tension of the next string. I might just tighten that up a wee bit more. We're going to relax the tension of this one. Or maybe dexterous. They can give it a bit more. Now, of course, having one of those groovy little quick winding tuner things would be handy at this point. But I do not have one, so I'll speed the video up instead. Okay, so we're on to string number 2. As we can see, string number 2 is blue. There's my blue tip there. Let's grab that string. Blue. Put Mr. Red over here for the time being. Okay, so I'm going to use that tip to go through that hole because it's kind of sealed. Now this is where I tie in my strings to keep them nice and neat. So you see that string from the third string there. I'm going to come back around behind the string. Let's get out of my light. Oh, I just have to sit down. Kill on my back. Okay, through once, and again. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. We want our string to go that way. So we're going to go in behind the string on the left of the string and through that hole twice. And I want to be able to pull it tight. and it's tied off string number 3 in there. Just get the camera to focus, there we are. Okay. Tight, tight, tight. Round once. Round twice. And through the hole. Now tighten. Again, on the inside of the tuning peg. Go ambidextrous and use my other hand. This is going to take some winding. Winding counterclockwise. All right, 2 strings on. You'll see down here the string is at the bottom of the wound string. That's how you want it, because it's coming at the top. It's going to go over the nut funny. Okay, we've got 2 strings on. We're doing all right. 4th string, because I've had to loosen the 3rd string to allow room for me to get my string down in behind underneath there. So let's see how I go with that. Okay, and we're through. Now this is the tricky part. So in behind the string on the left, so that when you go through here twice, through once, through twice, and pull. And now I want to feed that in underneath that loop there, like so. And then I'm going to give that a yank so it's tight. Pull on both ends. Hopefully that'll end up nice and neat by the time the strings are up to tension. Okay. Same again, through onto the, I guess you'd say the right side of the tuning peg for this one, and around the tuning peg twice. That's once. Let's go twice, and then through the hole. And pull tight. Okay, and start winding. I gotta say, it's a lot easier for me to wind standing up. All I have to do now is this string, the first string. So it's a good idea to work out which way you need to wind. This one, I'm going forward to tighten the string on this side of the neck. Okay, forward as in forward. On this side, I'm pulling it back this way. I'm not going, so is that the same? Forward. Feels like it's back to me on this side. Don't have all the terminology, sorry. Okay, so I'm loosening the string now, and I'm definitely pushing that forward on this side. So that's important to know that kind of stuff before you start. I'm starting to feel confident that I'm not going to muck this up. So I'm going to use my fingernail clippers to chop this off so it doesn't get in the way. Okay, put that over there for Ron. You know Ron, later Ron. Okay, so last one, checking my legend as if we have to because it's the last string left, but it's red. And there it is, the little red tip. So in he goes in the hole, and that's surprisingly easy. Okay, here we go. So we're going in behind on the left of the string, and that is going through the hole once, and then through the hole twice. And it's going to tie in those strings at the bottom there. Okay, we're done. We're coming on the inside of our tuning peg, and we're going around twice. Once, twice, and now we're going to go through the hole of the tuning peg, over the top of the string, pull tight. And I'm sure there is another loop I'm supposed to do here, and I know I'm going to get some comments from people who really know what they're doing. But this has worked for me in the past, and I haven't had any problems, and I do change my strings fairly regularly. Okay, now I'm going to wind, wind, wind. Give you some music while I'm doing this. I call this piece Ascension into the higher self. All right. Okay, now we have all the strings on our ukulele. I'm going to use this to get rid of my rubbish. I like to clean as I go. Don't need them anymore. Get them out of shot. I'm going to be very careful and clean up the back end here. Don't like that little piece hanging off there, so I'm just going to snip him there. Same again over here. Sorry, I'm in the light. Snip, snip. This one too. Okay. I've done neater, but that's okay. Now, the thing that's going to help this ukulele hold its tune is if we can tighten this knot down here. So here's a good method of doing it. Once you start getting it up to tension, you want to just pinch the string. You don't pull it up like that. You pinch forward with your thumb and back with your finger, and that is ever so gently going to tighten this knot here so that it will stay in tune a lot quicker. Made a bit of a mess of this one. Other way. Okay, let's tune this baby up. with my snark tuner. So A, B, C, D, currently on a, maybe I can turn this so you can see. I think my plan is to tune everything up as we go. As you can see, it takes a very long time to get the tension and for that knot to tighten down here so that it actually holds tune. So from this point on, we'll do a little bit of this to hopefully tighten that knot down there. Okay, we're after a D. Here we go. Coming up to D now. Okay, we've hit D. Okay, that's D. See how it keeps moving straight away? That's because this knot is slipping. So I'm going to take it up a little bit higher and then I'm going to get onto the other string. E, F, G. Good muscle work. A, B, C. Oh, I got an A. I'm getting closer. I want a B. So it's taking this quite a long time to stretch in. I'm giving up. I'll do this one for a while. So this knot is taking a very long time. The wound strings didn't take very long at all, but the nylons, whew. Can you hear that? It's hardly even moving. Sort of settles straight back down. C sharp. That was 10 twists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're on E. For a millisecond. And it's going to keep stretching in. So we still haven't got our B yet. Was B. It's B for a moment. Okay, that's sharper than B. And now we've gone again. Okay, so we'll give our strings a little tighten of the knot. And we'll go back and tune them all again. This could take some time, folks. just to give you some indication of how much this does when I tighten this knot. Let's take it up above the D. That's on the way to D sharp. Now I'm going to give this a little, and we're just above the D. I suspect if I leave that there for a while, by the time I get back to the other strings, that's going to be pretty close to D. Our D's gone back below again. We're almost stable, folks. So as you can see, it's quite an arduous journey changing your strings. You need to give yourself quite a bit of time. Still slipping. All of that's tighter or higher than it needs to be, and after a tighten, we're under again. So we're still slipping. I mean, imagine if I had a gig tonight. You really have to plan when you change your strings, because this probably would not be okay for this evening. I'll probably get one half song before it started moving again. You can hear it moving. Mainly the nylon strings now. The wound strings are starting to settle. A few more tightens of the knot. What a difference that makes. That went down a whole tone then. Oh, I could be here for another day. Strumming some chords with a bit of force, that's going to help everything tighten up down here as well. Let's try again. They got married early, never had no money. Then when he got laid off, really hit the skids. Started up his drinking, then they started fighting. She took both the kids. So, how are we going, Mr. Ukulele? Ukulele? Ukulele. Ukulele. Hang it in there. It's still slipping and it's going to be some time. This is taking, I reckon I've spent maybe an hour on this already. I mean, since I've got the strings back on it. So, be warned, do not attempt to do a gig on the same night that you change your strings, unless you're prepared to give it a good 3 hours. Even in that short interval, everything slipped again. Whew. I hope that's given you some idea of what to expect next time you change your strings. Thanks for hanging out with me all the way to the end of the video. You know you're going to get a gold star for that. I'll see you in the next one.
The swirl in the sun,
swirl in the sun,
and the swirl in the sky,
swirl in the sky,
and the smile on the face,
smile on the face
of every girl and every guy.
I hope you enjoy. Well, there you go, folks. Up and running. I hope you learnt something from that. I hope I've steered you in the right direction. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.